Hey everyone, as promised, we have congressional candidate Fabian Cordova Vasquez with us. Fabian is a Texas native, third generation Hispanic, single father, strong believer in his faith, a servant in his church and community. Fabian has served years in public service, including church outreach, back to school bashes, food drives, and serving the homeless needs in his community. He has over 20 years experience in both business management and in the medical field, specializing in orthopedics and biologics. Hopefully my Southern accent did not butcher that. Fabian continues to fight for District 33 on a platform of faith, family, and freedom with a message that is clear and empowering. His campaign continues to bring awareness, educate, and empower those individuals he meets all across the district to make an informed decision for their families, to vote, but to vote conservative principles and values. His campaign motto is, "We get to serve." Fabian, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here at Chairman Chats.
My dear friend, Lieutenant Colonel Allen West, thank you for having me.
Hey, look, give the folks a little bit about your background and a little bit of background about Congressional District 33 there on the southwest kind of side of Fort Worth.
Yeah, so Texas 33rd Congressional District includes portions of both Dallas and Tarrant counties. It's about 212 square miles across, currently occupied by an incumbent Democrat, Mark Vesey, who has never been removed from office as of yet. District 33 is one of the lowest income districts in Texas. According to a third-party census, the average capita income per person is $16,000 annually. The poverty rate is over 21.3%. Now, those numbers were before the COVID-19 pandemic. Hispanics do make up 69.3%, followed by Black Americans just at over 16%. Shockingly, only 61.3%, Lieutenant Colonel, graduate high school, and 10.9% graduate with a bachelor's degree. District 33 is primarily Democrat. It was designed that way. You can ask any political strategist, they will tell you that it's almost impossible to flip. We face poverty, unemployment, in need of both corporate and small businesses development, revamping in our education freedom, and in need of infrastructure. Every day we face these challenges. Clearly, there is incompetence and weak leadership at hand.
Now, how long has Congressman Vesey been in the position to represent that district?
Yeah, so he's been there since 2013 when the district first took effective. And since then, there's never been a Hispanic, much less a conservative, to be able to challenge him with such numbers.
So this district was a result from the last round of redistricting back 2012.
That is correct, yes.
Now, when you look at this district, and one of the things that I've always kind of had a little angst about with Republicans is they always seem to have a defeatist mentality or attitude, and they consistently say, hey, you know, these are districts that we can't win, we don't need to worry about it. But yet, when I listen to you describe that district, that's the exact type of district we should be trying to get our strong constitutional conservative message, because the principles and values are what those people need in District 33. How can you get that message out?
Absolutely. Well, very important. As the next congressman for District 33, we have a lot of work to do for the American people. You know, this current 116th Congress, controlled by the Democrats, have wasted over 3.5 years of doing nothing for the American people, and has done everything to cause division and continues to try to remove a president from office. I will continue as the next congressman to support our president by putting America first policies such as security and protect the sovereignty of our nation. I believe we must finish the wall, secure our borders from drug cartels, drug smuggling, sex trafficking, illegal crime, and illegal border crossing. Continue to upgrade our checkpoints, both with personnel and technology. Let me be clear, make no mistake. I welcome everyone to the United States, but do it through the correct and legal process. We have to also address fiscal responsibility, safeguard Social Security, and address educational reform, which I advocate to bring back the basic skills of math and money. You know, how to budget a balanced checkbook, and how to manage credit card debt, how to do your own taxes. You know, the latest statistics report that 70% of Americans have less than $1,000 saved in their bank accounts. That's shocking, but it's fact. Now, I also would advocate to bring back carpenter woodshop, mechanical workshops, and even home ec classes back into our school's curriculum. We lost those trades in which we desperately need. Also, which may be considered radical or too political. I, for one, believe in the sanctity of innocence of human life. Mm-hmm. I would introduce and support a bill that would ban abortion from unwanted pregnancy on a federal level. Now, this would have to be carefully authored, but I'm convinced it can be done. Congressman Mark Vesey is funded by thousands of dollars by Planned Parenthood and other abortion partners. If our campaign is being funded by abortion blood money, then yes, I'm going to call you out on it. Yet, Lieutenant Colonel, I do believe that when I'm in Congress, my immediate focus would be to help safeguard our economic growth. It is to take Congress from both sides of the aisle to work together. I believe we must reopen America and get America running on all cylinders. And I will do my part for my constituents, for the American people first.
Well, what specifically would you like to see happen? I mean, when you talk about $16,000 per capita income in that district, how can we make sure that District 33 is not missing out on all the growth, the opportunity, the prosperity that you do see happening all across North Texas and the Dallas-Fort Worth area?
That's a good question. We need true leadership. We need someone that will actually represent our constituents here. We need the job creations, which we can bring to District 33. We need to raise the poverty level. One thing about Congressman Mark Vesey, as the old proverb saying, he continues to advocate for low income by, if you feed a man a fish, he can eat for one day, but if you show him how to fish, he can fish for a lifetime. And so we have to have the true representation. One thing about our district is we continue to focus and fight on the front lines in our campaign using a hybrid and traditional grassroots campaign. My message is clear, Lieutenant Colonel. We can no longer afford to vote against our own morals, to vote against what we believe in and what defines us and who we are. No, we must vote conservative, not because it's the only way, but because it's the right way. We must vote for our faith, for our family, and for our freedom. And again, majority of District 33 is primarily Hispanic. Traditionally, Hispanics are conservative. Mm-hmm. We have to face the fact that Hispanics tend to vote based on traditional values. If my grandma, abuela, voted Democrat, then I guess I have to vote Democrat. If my parents are Catholic, then I guess I'm Catholic. Well, that's how I was raised. Well, if John F. Kennedy were alive today, he would be considered more conservative. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Educating facts and empowering their right to register and vote is our focus. Today's Democratic agenda is not the faith, family, and freedom agenda. And it's not the Christian agenda. But there is an exodus that is occurring away from the Democratic Party, not just in District 33, but in America. Minorities are waking up and I am convinced that the minority vote, the Hispanic vote, the first-time young adult vote, and the evangelical vote will secure our victory in 2020.
Now, you talk about the conservative values within the Hispanic community. One of those conservative values is, without a doubt, small business entrepreneurship. With this current crisis that we are facing with the COVID-19 and the lockdown that we have seen going on now into its third week, how has that adversely affected the small businesses there that you see in District 33? And what would be your plan? What would be your counsel to these small businesses? How do we get them back open?
Absolutely. So this COVID-19 coronavirus took our nation and this world by surprise. But I say be encouraged, because there is a God who is still in control, and this was no surprise to him. I know many people, including close family and friends, that have been affected by this. Let me say that we need to continue to follow all CDC and local county guidelines. We must work together to flatten the curve of risk and infection. Now, this is only temporary. This is working, and this will save lives. This campaign continues to encourage those to do what is necessary to support your family. Although we face a high unemployment rate of 4.4%, there are still many jobs hiring. Work is still available now. We also encourage those to continue to support your local businesses and restaurants, small businesses. They are the backbone in our neighborhoods and communities. Although I am grateful under President Trump's leadership that Congress passed a stimulus bill for the American people, as we should start seeing deposits or checks coming in this week, starting April 15th, this is still only a temporary fix. Although I'm grateful that there are options for small business loans now available, still this is only a temporary fix. The majority of Americans cannot live on a stimulus paycheck just as a small business owner cannot afford to go into debt over a small business loan. I'm convinced that the only real cure is to reopen and let America thrive. I'm confident in our president and in our governor to do the right thing, as a hint of reopening soon. Although we are still waiting on how the process will unfold, this could become a slow process. Let's face that. And we must have all of our financial options in order by not waiting or relying on the government. America is strong and America is great. We can get through this, and this shall pass.
Now, you're the congressman from Congressional District 33. What is your first legislative priority for your district?
Well, the first thing is make sure that we secure our economic growth, to bring in jobs, bring in jobs and opportunity for small businesses and corporate business into District 33, followed by the infrastructure. Now, let me just say that this is something that's going to be it's going to be very difficult, but we can do this on a bipartisanship. We have to have true representation here. District 33 against one of the lowest income districts. And one of the things that I want to focus on, again, is bringing job creation. This is even before the economy was booming. Decreasing the employment rate, making sure that we advance those people in minority communities, job creation, unemployment, infrastructure. There's so many things atop of the line that we need to address and get fixed that Mark Vesey should have done long ago. And this is going to be a slow process, but it has to be done.
Okay, so how can people follow you? How can people support you and connect with your campaign?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I would like to say that this next coming election in 2020 is going to be an election of morals. And I'm not just talking about the fate of the greatest nation in the world. And this is not just about freedom versus socialism. As Democrats, they continue to add more socialist ideology to their agenda. But I believe this is also spiritual warfare. We still have an America to fight for. We're fighting for our freedom and for our children's children. You know, Lieutenant Colonel, I have a 7-year-old grandson named Fabian Vasquez. I don't need him coming to me asking me 15 years later, you know, Papa, how come you didn't do anything before when all this happened? I'm fighting for my family. And if you live in District 33, which includes parts of Dallas and Fort Worth and Arlington and Grand Prairie, Irving, Altum City, Forest Hill, Evermint, Saginaw, and Sampson Park, I'm asking for your support, for your prayers, for your donations, your permission, your vote to represent the people of Texas's 33rd Congressional District. We can do better, and we will do better. And for more information about our website, please check out our campaign at www.fcv2020.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from Fabian Cordova Vasquez, who is the Republican nominee candidate for U.S. Congressional District 33 here in the Lone Star State of Texas. Fabian, we wish you all the best, and we will continue to try to give you a platform and elevate people, because we do need to have a voice and we do need to have representation in these urban inner city communities who really need to hear our message more than anyone else all across the United States of America, all across the great state of Texas. So God bless you, and thank you so very much.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Allen West. God bless you too.
Have a great day.